Hi, I'm Jason Lund, Product Specialist for 3M Safety Products. Today, you're going to learn about respirators, what they are, how they are different from one another, common terminology, and the types of airborne hazards they are designed to be used for. To begin, what are respirators and why should you wear them? Respirators are personal protective devices designed to help protect you from inhaling hazardous substances. These substances could include chemicals, like gases and vapors, or particulates, like dust and debris, or a combination of both. To choose an appropriate respirator, filter, or cartridge, you first need to know the airborne hazards you are being exposed to and in what concentrations. There are a couple ways to do this. The first is through a hazard assessment, where you evaluate your job site to identify any hazards or potential hazards. The second is by reading the safety data sheet on the product or substance you are using to identify its hazardous properties. Once you understand the airborne hazards you're dealing with, you can use 3M's Respirator Selection Guide to help determine what type of respirator may be suitable for your needs. For this training, we are going to focus on disposable and reusable respirators with an assigned protection factor, or APF, of 10. APF means they help protect against airborne hazards with concentration levels below 10 times the applicable U.S. OSHA permissible exposure limits, or PEL. If concentration levels are higher than that, you would need to find respirators with a higher APF, such as a powered air purifying respirator, a supplied air respirator, or a full face piece respirator with the quantitative fit test. Let's look at the main differences between a disposable and a reusable respirator. A disposable respirator is, first and foremost, a particulate filter. It will help filter out certain types of solid and liquid particles that are floating in the air, such as dust, debris, mist, fibers, and biological particles. In general, they do not filter out odors, gases, and vapors. However, there are some disposable respirators that have a layer of carbon that can help filter out nuisance-level odors, which are defined as levels below the OSHA PEL. Reusable respirators, on the other hand, are more versatile, since they can help filter out particulates, gases, vapors, or a combination of those hazards. For example, a reusable respirator with cartridges can help filter chemical odors from certain gases and vapors, depending on its NIOSH approval rating. However, there are many different types of cartridges out there that are designed to help filter specific types of chemicals. To determine what hazard it is designed for, make sure to check the label on the cartridge, the information on the packaging, or the user instructions. Two common types of chemical odors that you may encounter are organic vapors, or OV, and acid gases, or AG. One way to tell these odors apart is that organic vapors tend to have a sweet or fragrant smell to them, like that of paints, stains, and varnishes. Acid gases, like chlorine or hydrogen chloride, on the other hand, tend to irritate your eyes and nose. An OV cartridge will have a black label around it. An OV and AG cartridge will have a yellow label around it. There are many other chemicals out there and a variety of different types of cartridges. However, not all airborne chemicals can be filtered using chemical cartridges. Some will require a supplied air system. Make sure to perform a hazard assessment ahead of time and use the 3M Respirator Selection Guide to help determine a suitable cartridge type. When reusable respirators are equipped with particulate filters, they can help filter out airborne particles, just like disposable respirators do. When equipped with cartridges and filters, a reusable respirator can help filter out a combination of particles and chemicals. It's essentially a two-part system. One helps reduce exposure to particulates, the other helps reduce exposure to gases or vapors. Now that you understand some of the main differences between disposable and reusable respirators and the types of hazards they can be used for, you can determine which respirator is appropriate for your application. But remember, it's important to follow the user instructions and conduct a user seal check every time you wear one. Thank you.